We did mention again Romeo. I know he's one of my pet projects, but you guys thought he was a little better tonight, right? You like to see. You're always looking for the baby steps, right? Like we did it with Neesmith, where he does something, and you're like, okay, that looks more like what you want. Little thing with Romeo, that little finish with the and one. Again, it's small stuff, but like I do think
he's a good rebounder too.
He's a really active rebounder. His defense, he came in, he drew a really great charge there in the post by moving his feet really quickly there. So, I mean, his ability to keep defenders and people in front of him on defense is real. But I'm looking for those glimpses of offensive hope. And like I said, just the ability to finish through contact. Like people forget, like that was his game. He was a really good finisher in high school and in college around the rim. And you want to see if he can unlock that, if he can find those moments where he's just got to attack and go. Well, he was the one who went to the basket there straight in transition that drew the hard
foul from
Grant,
Green.
when Grant came in there, right? But you want to see him just go because he can do that. He can get up there and he can finish through contact. He's nifty around the rim. I want to see a little bit more of that. So, but I mean, little baby steps here. I liked what I saw tonight.
Well, the big thing that he's doing that I think is really jumping out is his defense. And that's going to get you on the floor every day, any day when it comes to Brad Stevens. Is that Jimmy with the potato chips?
Yeah. You already know.
I muted him.
No, but he's doing all the little things.
This locker room has to rest with the bag of chips.
Always.
Anyone joining the locker room?
I had to have my headphones in because everyone's
don't do what Jimmy does. Don't let Jimmy be your locker room role model. Okay.
He's your anti-role model. That's what he is.
Go ahead, Sherrod. Sorry.
No, but Romeo,
you might not let you in, John, after that.
Yeah.
Romeo is doing all the little things to get on the floor. And, we talk about the and one that he had. But remember, you're going to have to live with some not so great moments. Like he had that offensive rebound, kicked it. Then he pulled it back out, took a three ball. That was an air ball. But the fact that, again, he's involving himself in the offense, little bits and pieces here and there. That's a positive thing to see because they're going to need – he doesn't have to go out and score 20 points, but he can initiate some things at the offensive end of the floor that can help this team. And for him to get more comfortable with that, that's huge for them going forward.
Yeah, definitely. Especially for that second unit and just – in those middle quarters where the Celtics have often, really dropped the ball, especially with the second quarter or coming out of halftime where they come out, dry. That hasn't been the case. And I think someone like Langford, he's able to blend in with everyone else. He's not one of those guys that's going to, be a step behind on defense. I mean, he's already proven that he's able to just come in. And of course, obviously, he's not able to play 25 minutes quite yet. He's got to get his legs back after missing the entire season. But, I mean, he's been impressive. I mean, from the very beginning, when he got that big block after being out the entire season, your very first couple of minutes, you check in and you straight up, not even showing much rust. I mean, that's a huge indication of maybe him always often in the gym or just constantly taking notes, And again, I think someone
You mean on that block?
No, I mean like just being that ready,
Yeah.
Maybe not the block itself, but being ready and being put in that spot and come up big. And on this West Coast road trip again, the attitude with this team and
I didn't even say anything. When was the last time I spoke? Go ahead.
We have to prove everyone wrong. I just think Romeo, he blends in with that, and I think a lot of his teammates, that resonates with them. They're like, okay, Romeo, we see you. Those 2 charges in Denver, that's big. I think he's a guy that, again, I mean, Sherrod brought it up. I talked about it last season, like a young Avery Bradley, when someone just came in and he just gets it. I see the same thing with Romeo.
That's what the reason I was bringing it up. Anybody see Bridges?
That was unreal
the other night, and I was like, "That's the guy Romeo blocked with 2 hands." That was maybe poster of the year.
Wait, was that today?
Yesterday, I think.
That was it wasn't today.
There was one today. There was.
Oh, was it?
I don't know if I forget who it was, but there was an unreal dunk today. Unreal.
I'm still leaning towards that Anthony Edwards dunk a couple weeks ago.
Also unreal.
Man, dunk of the year.
That's my dunk of the year so far. There've been some good ones the last couple of weeks though, for sure. But that
Anthony Edwards could not help but could smile immediately after that.
Well, the first thing he did was he looked up at the jumbotron.
He's like, I need to see that.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking their faces around him, just like making the stank face, like
Yeah, the stank fish. Yeah.
It's good when like the opposing bench reacts, and then they're like,
I know, right?
We should react,
Yeah.
but we can't. Yeah, Bridges was today. Thank you. I always want to say real quick. Listen, about Romeo. I mean, he fills their biggest void this season. Was that backup wing guy that everyone's been saying the Celtics needed. Now, obviously, you've got Fournier too, so you might be adding two serviceable, at the very least, serviceable players for this stretch run here into the playoffs, which is exactly what the doctor ordered, exactly what everyone said the Celtics needed in the offseason. Instead, they went and they got Thompson, which I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people liked that signing, including myself. So I'm not going to go back and say, oh, they shouldn't have done it. But it was clear early on that they did have a void there at their position. And then Romeo, it was like, where the hell is Romeo? It was like he was, literally there are conspiracy theories that he was dead. So, I mean, that's how out of the picture he was.
Who started those, Jimmy?
I don't know who started those. Really.
That was passive voice, huh?
Then it was hologram, and now it does appear that
Weekend at Romeo's.
Weekend at Romeo's. It appears he is alive and well, and contributing. So honestly, like anything they can get out of this guy down the stretch here is all good. So a plus
I love the
19
guy.
off the bench. Bench players love that plus minus stat. I know they do, and that's how that's how a lot of them, value their time on the court, and that's how they make their case for more playing time. They're not the focal point of the offense or the defense.
That's what the agent says. Yeah.
Exactly. So that shows you that when he's out on the court, at least today, good things are happening.
We already went over the Avery Bradley comparison that Sherrod came up with, which is encouraging there, especially since Bradley didn't do all that much on the offensive end early in his career either. So I'm not thrilled if he has to play a significant role in the playoffs, because I think between Smart, Brown, Tatum, and Fournier, they have enough on the wing to spell playoff minutes outside of maybe like 4 or 5 for Langford. But if he's the next guy there, say one of them gets banged up, it's not a terrible option. It's probably Jimmy, better than any of the other guys.
Jimmy, it's less that it's less spelling those guys. It's more if you want to be playing those 3-wing lineups, which I know they like, it gives you the ability to do that. So it's having two other guys on the court, Fournier, Tatum, or Tatum, Brown, along with Romeo. I think can potentially do good things for you. They couldn't do it at all. And if they were ever thin or they got into that second unit, you were getting semi minutes and needing to count on him for offense. Now you're adding Fournier and Romeo. It allows you to play more 3-wing lineups or kind of small ball lineups with maybe granted a 5, or things like that, or even no center, and get away with it against
switch everything lineup.
Gives you a lot of options.
That switchable lineup with Smart at the guard. And, they love that. They're so again, Romeo makes that more possible. Again, he's not the drop off, obviously, between Tatum, Brown to Fournier to the next tier is still significant, but ultimately it comes down to, if you want to play those types of lineups, it's Romeo over Semi, and I think it's an upgrade because I like what Romeo brings and can bring a little bit more personally, and I think defensively he's every bit as good, if not better, than Semi.
No, I mean there's no question he should be better than Semi. He was a 14th pick, and Semi was a second rounder. So yeah.
He should be. But again, there's some people, I mean, like I said, Semi is the kind of safety blanket. The most encouraging thing to me is it's Stevens. He's not really one to embrace the unknown.
He knows what he brings defensively, and
the fact that he's playing him, means that he has a little bit, and he is at least confident that he can hold. We know he's confident he can hold his own defensively, but the fact that he's willing to embrace Romeo here and to give him some minutes and to let him develop, I do think he can make a difference. Some difference down the stretch.